So, I encourage you guys to write this definition, and what I'm going to try to do is just talk through this on what it means. So, like when we say a sub n, or a sub n minus 1, or a sub 1, and a sub 0, those are what we call, these are called, all of these are called coefficients. Okay, went off the page. Sorry about that, guys. Now, what we know about the coefficients is that they are real numbers. So that means any number that you guys know right now. And n, any of the n's, are exponents. And they can be non-negative integers, which is a fancy way of me saying that they are whole numbers. Okay? So in other words, a polynomial is the sum of one or more monomials, which are terms with real coefficients and non-negative integer exponents, or whole number exponents. Okay? So these are some other terms that we need to know. That the degree is the highest power of a polynomial function. A constant term is a term that does not have a variable. The leading coefficient is the number in front of a variable that has the highest power. And when all of the terms are written so that the highest power term is first and all the other powers go in descending order, that's considered to be standard form. Okay, so what we want to be able to do is be able to identify these types. We want to be able to identify a constant, a linear, a quadratic, a cubic, and a quartic equation. So what makes a constant function is that the degree is 0, that there's no power it's 0. A linear function has the highest power is 1. When I look at a quadratic, the highest power is 2. Written in standard form. As you guys can see, standard form is when the highest power is 2 and all the other powers after it are smaller. The highest power is 3. That means it's cubic, and you can see that it's going 3, 2, 1, 0. And a quartic, the highest power is 4. Anytime you guys can pause this, okay? So I want to be able to look at something like this, and I want to be able to determine if it is a polynomial function. If it is, write the function in standard form and state the degree and leading coefficient. So when I look at this, are all of my coefficients real numbers, or numbers that I know? Yes. So I'm fine. This is a polynomial function. Now, is it in standard form? The highest power has to be first. So if I were to rewrite this, negative 2x cubed is my x cubed is my highest power, so that means that this is my highest term, plus 3x squared plus 4x. That is standard form. So the next thing we got to do is identify the degree. So my degree is 3 because that's the highest power. My leading coefficient is the number that goes in front of the highest power. So that's a 2. Okay? Looking at this. So are all of my coefficient real numbers? Yes. But are all of my exponents non-negative integers or whole numbers? And I would say no, because that's a negative integer. So this is not a polynomial function. So looking here. All right, so if I were to rewrite square root of x, remember we talked about that's the same thing as x to the 1/2. Are all of my exponents integers or non-negative integers or whole numbers? And I would say no. So this is not a polynomial function. Okay. Now looking at this, all of my coefficients are real numbers, so we're fine. Now, are all of my powers whole numbers? Yes. So I can say this is going to be 2x to the 5th plus 7x squared minus 3 is standard form. My degree would be 5, and my leading coefficient would be 2. Okay? Let's do one more, and then we're done. So looking at this, are all of my coefficients whole numbers? Yes. Are all my powers positive integers? Yes. So we're fine. So we're going to say it's negative 1 over 6 x squared plus 1/3 x plus 2/3. That is my polynomial function. My leading coefficient then would be negative 1 over 6, and my degree would be 2. Then looking at this last one. All right, are all my coefficients real numbers or numbers that I know? Yes, we're fine. So now we're going to rewrite this. We're going to say this is the square root of 5x to the 4th plus 2x squared minus 1x minus 7. That's your polynomial written in form. My leading coefficient would be square root of 5, because that's in front of the degree of 4. Hopefully this helps you guys. Now you guys got to get into some addition and subtraction.